By the end of this evening, I'm going to be blamed for everything that's ever happened.
Why not?
Why not? Yeah. Donald thinks that climate change is a hoax perpetrated by the Chinese. I think it's real.
I did not.
Science is real.
I do not say that.
And I think it's important that we...
Now you want to approve Trans-Pacific Partnership.
No.
And then you heard what I said about it, and all of a sudden you were against it.
Well, Donald, I know you live in your own reality, but that is not the facts. The facts are, I did say I hoped it would be a good deal, but when it was negotiated, I concluded it wasn't. New jobs with rising incomes, investments, not in more tax cuts that would add $5 trillion to the debt.
But you have no plan.
Oh, I do.
Secretary,
in fact,
you have no plan.
A book about it. It's called Stronger Together. You can pick it up tomorrow.
That's about all you...
Folks,
at the bookstore or at an airport near you.
She's telling us how to fight ISIS. Just go to her website. She tells you how to fight ISIS on her website.
At least I have a plan to fight ISIS.
No, you're telling the enemy everything you want to do. No wonder you've been fighting ISIS your entire adult life.
Why won't he release his tax returns? And I think there may be a couple of reasons. First, maybe he's not as rich as he says he is. Second, maybe he's not as charitable as he claims to be. Or maybe he doesn't want the American people, all of you watching tonight, to know that he's paid nothing in federal taxes. So
that makes
if
me
he's
smart. I will release my tax returns against my lawyer's wishes when she releases her 33,000 emails that have been deleted.
I made a mistake using a private email.
That's for sure.
And if I had to do it over again, I would obviously do it differently.
That was more than a mistake. That was done purposely. Our country has tremendous problems. We're a debtor nation. We're a serious debtor nation.
Maybe because you haven't paid any federal income tax for a lot of years. And
I just left Detroit, and I just left Philadelphia, and you've seen me. I've been all over the place. You decided to stay home, and that's okay.
I think Donald just criticized me for preparing for this debate. And yes, I did. And you know what else I prepared for? I prepared to be president, and I think that's a good thing.
President Obama and Secretary Clinton created a vacuum the way they got out of Iraq, because they got out, they shouldn't have been in, but once they got in, the way they got out was a disaster.
Donald supported the invasion of Iraq.
Wrong.
That is absolutely
wrong.
Proved over and over again.
Wrong. I was against the war in Iraq, just so you put it out.
The record shows otherwise.
The record does not show that.
The question was, why is your judgment any different than Mrs. Clinton?
Well, I have much better judgment than she does. There's no question about that. I also have a much better temperament than she has. I think my strongest asset, maybe by far, is my temperament. I have a winning temperament. I know how to win.
Woo! Okay. A man who can be provoked by a tweet should not have his fingers anywhere near the nuclear codes, as far as I think anyone with any sense about this should be concerned.
To be president of this country, you need tremendous stamina. And I don't believe that Hillary has the stamina.
As soon as he travels to 112 countries and negotiates a peace deal, a ceasefire, a release of dissidents, an opening of new opportunities in nations around the world, or even spends 11 hours testifying in front of a congressional committee, he can talk to me about stamina.
The world.
This is a man who has called women pigs, slobs, and dogs, and someone who has said pregnancy is an inconvenience to employers, who has said women don't deserve equal pay unless they do as good a job as men. He loves beauty contests, supporting them and hanging around them. And he called this woman Miss Piggy. Then he called her Miss Housekeeping because she was Latina. Donald, she has a name.
Where did you find
her
this?
name
Where
is
did you find
Alicia
this?
Machado.
Where did you find
and
it?
she has become a U.S. citizen, and you can bet
really?
she's going to vote this November.
Okay, good. Let me just tell you,